Hello everyone, we are back for a third video going over skills and backgrounds, and today we're going over the backgrounds for Starfield. Went over the skills last time, split up in two videos, the first one being physical, social, and combat. The second one I did science and tech and explained why those are going to be my favorite skills personally. But now we're going to go through the backgrounds and we're going to explain what starting skills they get. As of right now, again, things could change. I honestly doubt it since we're only a couple of days away from the release date. In fact, I actually just finished my pre-download. That's right, I did all three of these videos in one night, trying to knock it out. I do have a child, so it is kind of hard to split up making videos over days, so the nights I don't have her is when I make my videos. So, third video for the night, we're going to go over the backgrounds. Now, first off, we've got the Beast Hunter. And the starting skills for that are going to be fitness, ballistics, and gastronomy. Makes sense. You're going to be needing a lot of oxygen. Ballistics sounds like a weapon that, I've got a feeling that aliens are going to resist a lot of lasers, or probably the particle beams as well. And gastronomy, you're going to want to be able to cook what it is you hunt. But, and I'm probably going to butcher these names, but bear with me. I'm going to read the descriptions as well. From Ashta of Akala to the terramorphs that plague the world or the whole of the settled systems, hostile alien life abounds. You learn the skills to track them, find them, and take them down. And with gastronomy, to eat them as well. But that's just me. Okay, next up we've got Bouncer, and with that you get boxing, security, and fitness. I'm a little surprised to see security on that one. I wouldn't think you would need security as a bouncer. I would think probably more like a melee on there, but, or, you know, like a bladed build, but, not too bad. It says you work the line at the toughest clubs in the settled systems. Back then you learned that most non-lethal confrontations can be solved one of two ways: a strong right hook or a more strongly secured door. So that's why in the description it kind of explains why that they have security. Now I do wonder if you will be able to lock doors. Typically you don't need a reason to lock doors in single player games unless you can. There are events where people can rob you. I don't know, and sorry, I'm making noise. It's probably going on the mic. I don't know if there's any kind of system where you can be robbed or where you would actually need to lock a door. So that's probably just more flavor text than anything on that portion, but that's all right. Next, we got let me zoom in here, Bounty Hunter. And we've got piloting, targeting control systems, and boost pack training. I thought there might be more as far as, or I should say, I thought there might be one less of the spacecraft type skill. I thought maybe there'd be some kind of, rifle skill or laser skill. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. But it looks like it's going to be mainly focused on piloting, honestly. Targeting control is a part of, spacecraft, but I put that kind of with piloting and boost track training. So definitely, it'd be hard to have a bounty hunter without boost pack training. I mean, everybody thinks about Boba Fett. So that's pretty easy there. And the flavor text is, whenever there are wanted individuals, there are those who profit from their capture. And your Corey knows that in the vastness of space, they can run, but they can't hide. So yeah, definitely it looks like Bounty Hunter is going to have a lot to do with space combat, more than likely. Next up we have Chef, which is going to be gastronomy, dueling. That's the name of the bladed class, or the bladed skill, dueling, and scavenging. And it says, while the unrefined masses scarf down chunks by the shipload, I'm guessing chunks is the name of a food in game, you cater to those with a more discerning palate. In your kitchen, countless alien species become true culinary masterpieces. So again, these things all make sense. Gastronomy, being able to cook, dueling, again, that's using your blade, and scavenging, being able to find more things. I thought maybe you might have botany on there instead of scavenging. Because scavenging, it didn't look like it had anything at all to do with animals at all. In fact, let's take a look at it again. So I'm mistaken, the scavenging, yeah, this lets you find like more med packs and stuff. There we go. Find extra credits, extra ammo, extra aid items, and resources would be highlighted. So yeah, that's interesting on that one. There we go. I'll put it back where it's at. So yeah, that's interesting on that one. I thought it might be botany instead, but that's okay. It can have a little well-roundedness in all your skills. Next, we got combat medic, pistol certification, medicine, and wellness. These all make sense. Leave it to human beings to fight over something as infinite as outer space. Of course. That's where you come in. You've never been afraid to take on the enemy, but you'd much rather take care of your friends. This is going to be your healing background. Obviously, medicine, wellness, pistol certification. For some reason, I see a lot of medic classes in games always have a pistol for some reason. Really, any weapon would work here, but it looks like a pretty decent class if you're wanting to heal yourself a lot. Now, Cyber Runner, this is one I was thinking about myself, but I decided against it. Just as a heads up, I decided to go with the Cyberneticist. Just because, one, I like laser pistols. Two, something like lockpicking is going to be much needed in the game. And medicine healing, I'm obviously going to take damage. These are all skills I'm probably going to end up using, and I do like laser weapons, so I'll probably be using that one. But that being said, Cyber Runner comes with stealth, security, and theft. It says from Neon to New Atlantis, the Megacorp stand as monuments to power, prestige, and profit. You've worked for both, or you've worked both. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's tell you how tired I am. This is how late I've been up right now. Not even, well, I guess it's 7:20. I have been up pretty late. And I've been up since pretty early. But let me try it again. From Neon to New Atlantis, the Megacorp stand as monuments to power, prestige, and profit. You've worked both for and against them, and on the inside and out, often sacrificing conscience for credit. Next up is my class, the Cyberneticist. Again, it's going to be medicine, security, and lasers. One of the main reasons I wanted it is because it has security on it, and it can be very easy that there are starting areas that you can only get into with a security skill. I don't like to miss out on things, so whenever I see a locked door in an Elder Scrolls game or in a Fallout game, it rubs me the wrong way. I got to get in there. There we go. Here we go. It says robots, mirror toys, neuroamps. I'm guessing neuroamps. Good for parlor tricks. The colony war may have made implants and upgrades available to veterans, but you once saw a greater future, humans and machines as one. So this is kind of, it makes it sound as though you're going to have some like augmented parts or something, but again, this is all just flavor text, but again, that's just a background to this class. As far as I know, there's no implants in the game, but there might be. Fallout did have implants in their games, but again, this is not a Fallout game. It's not Fallout in space, officially, but it's hard not to think of it that way. But next up, we're going to go with Diplomat. It's got Persuasion, Commerce, and Wellness on there. I thought there might be Intimidate on there. I'm surprised to see a Wellness on there. Persuasion, Comments, and Intimidate seems more diplomatic to me. Being able to intimidate someone, but that seems just more of a... And Diplomat doesn't necessarily mean just speech, but Wellness does feel like a little bit of a weird one on there. I would have liked to see Intimidate on there instead, but... It says, the wars are over, peace now reigns in the settled systems, but only because there are those who quietly fight to keep it. There are those quietly fighting to keep it. Because of you, agreements were signed, words were heeded, lives were spared. Next up, Explorer. I got a feeling this is going to be a fairly common class. This has got lasers, astrodynamics, and surveying, so a lot of exploration type perks on here. And again, the weapon perks. They said that exploration is a lost art. You didn't listen. As the major factions argued over space, or over the space they desperately try to control, you were busy uncovering the wonders of the settled system. So this is going to be, obviously it says Explorer. It's going to be good for exploring around places. Next, Gangster, shotgun certification, boxing, and theft. You were always disgusted by suckers killing themselves to make an honest wage. As soon as you rolled enough to hold a weapon, you took what you wanted from anyone unlucky enough to have it. So pretty well-rounded set of skills there. Next, we got the Homesteader. If you're looking to do base building early or at all, these are all skills you're going to want. Geology makes sense. Like I said, you're more likely going to have to go and mine up a bunch of minerals to make your bases and to do a lot of crafting. Surveying, again, also makes sense. And weightlifting. I am a bit surprised. I thought there were some more research perks or having to do with a homesteading, but we also only get novice skills too, and I think those were advanced, so that explains why those are not here. Weightlifting, I'm not quite sure why that one's on there with the homesteading, but not necessarily out of place. I think there might be some others that would make more sense there. Like, again, biology, but that's just me. Or maybe scavenging, that would make a bit more sense than weightlifting, but having weightlifting and scavenging might be a better combination. But regardless, it says, a discovery of the settled system's many oxygen-rich planets and moons meant humans could live just about anywhere, if they had the know-how. You did, and utilized it to great effect. Again, I do apologize. I'm really tired. I'm yawning between a lot of these. I'm going to try to cut them all out, but it is really late and I'm dying here. And I've still got to get these edited together. So next up, we got the long hauler. This is like your space trucker. You got weightlifting, piloting, and ballistic weapon systems. Honestly, it sounds like a perfect set of skills. You could probably swap those out if they were going to for something like reduced, I think it was a grab drive skill. I don't remember exactly what it was, but honestly, again, this still looks pretty good. It says, let those other hothead pilots obsess over laser weapons and maneuverability. You're a space trucker. That's what I said. Pure and simple. Pat the cargo, get it there fast, get paid, repeat. They left off, get laid. Oh, yeah. Life is simple and good. Next up, we got Pilgrim. I'm a bit curious on this one. It says scavenging, surveying, and gastronomy. Wayfarer, wanderer, seeker, transient. You've been called many things during your travels and learn something those others can never understand. The journey is a destination. So this is your perpetual traveler background. Next up, we got the professor. Astrodynamics, geology, and research method. It makes sense for all these skills here. You've always enjoyed learning, but nothing could compare to the joy of teaching others. As humankind spread throughout the stars, there was never a lack of knowledge to obtain, as you gladly assisted. So that's a pretty good one here. Ronin, like a straight-up fighting class. We've got dueling, stealth, and scavenging. I thought there might be more attacking or more combat-type skills on here. Looks like it's just dueling, but let's see what it says here. Masterless and unbound, you wandered the settled systems as a blade for hire. To some, you were a simple mercenary. To others, a hero. And to select few, a nightmare they can never wake from. That sounds kind of cool. Although when I hear Ronin, I'm thinking Afro Samurai. I know it's not where it comes from, but I just hear Ronin and I just go to that fight scene with the Ronin and Afro Samurai. I think the second movie. Shit, I might watch that tomorrow. But Sculptor, this is one I didn't see before. That is very weird. It's got medicine, geology, and persuasion listed under this one. Now, I could probably understand persuasion, geology. You know what? I guess medicine makes sense too. If you're going to be sculpting bodies, it makes sense to kind of have an idea of what anatomy is. You know, have some anatomical knowledge. And yep, reading here it confirms that. With your knowledge of anatomy and skilled, steady hands, you could have become a surgeon. Instead, you followed your heart and created works of art to amaze and inspire. So yeah, now thinking about it, those do kind of make sense. And even the persuasion, you know, to kind of sell your art, those things do make sense. Soldier, we got fitness, ballistics, and boost pack training. All good skills. The Settled Systems is no stranger to warfare. And if there's one thing armed conflict relies on, it's trained warriors with guns and guts. You had both. Simple, bloody work, and you were great at it. And next up, we got three more. We got Space Scoundrel. This is going to be your Han Solo. This is pilot certification, piloting, and persuasion, the 3 Ps. And this sounds like what Han Solo would have. Good, bad, whose right is it to say? If there's anything you've learned traipsing through the galaxy, it's this. Space may look black, but it's really one shade of gray. Finally, xenobiologist. We have lasers, surveying, and fitness. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little confused why. I forgot, was biology on this one? Or botany. That's what I was thinking. I would think maybe botany would have been on this one instead of, say, fitness. I can see, again, having some kind of combat specialty, so lasers make sense. Surveying could make sense. I'm confused on why biology isn't on that one, or, again, botany. But so the Settled Systems is home to untold alien species, and while none of them have yet proven sentient, that never deterred you. So you thought out and studied them for whatever gifts they were offered. I was actually wondering that the other day if there were any other sentient life forms. We'd only seen non-sentient life, but I think they kind of confirmed it right there that as of right now, as far as we know, there's no other sentient life out there. Now, I got a feeling that the main story is going to involve some sentient life that's either out there or had come before, but that's just me. And again, just from the stuff that we've heard about the story, people saying it's made them, you know, question their beliefs or whatnot. I guarantee, I can go into my theories about it again. I can almost guarantee that there is some kind of sentient life that has existed or currently exists that's super advanced. That's just me. But again, different kind of video. And finally, this one says Fall Not Found. Now, I'm not sure if they just don't have the name for what this is, or this is like the default custom class, because we were able to make custom classes in Morrowind, but I don't think I've seen one since then. And it's got wellness, ballistics, and piloting. These are 3 pretty well-rounded skills for what you'd probably need in the game. And it says, oddly, there's no information on file about your past life. Clerical oversight, deletion by some powerful unknown faction, or was there just nothing of note to mention? Whatever the reason, your past is known only to you. What's important is the here and now and the path that you're about to forge. So if I had to guess, this is a custom class you can make, and these 3 perks you can probably change out. They're probably just a default 3. I might be wrong about that, but if there were going to be a custom class, I'd say it'll likely be this one. So that is all of the known backgrounds. I don't think there are any more. We've already made videos about all of these skills. So if you have any questions about those skills, go ahead and check out the wiki, or even better yet, go check out the 2 videos I made on the skills. Now, like I said before, some of the skills that I think are going to be needed for everybody. Again, the boost pack training, the boost pack, your jetpack. Pretty much anytime they've had any kind of talk or any kind of interview with someone from Bethesda, they say, get the boost pack training, get the boost pack training, get the boost pack training. So if you haven't heard, get the boost pack training. That's going to allow you to use your jetpack. If you don't have it, you cannot use it. The next one I would recommend personally is going to be security. Now, there's usually lockpicking in a Bethesda game. In Fallout games, they have lockpicking and hacking. There don't seem to be any hacking or any kind of hacking in this game, but security is one you're still going to want. You're going to want the lockpicking because oftentimes there's going to be a lot of good stuff locked behind locked doors. You're going to want access to that. And not every locked door in the game has a key to it. I don't know if there are going to be keys or anything you'll be able to access in Starfield, or if you can only get to locked doors by lockpicking, but you're going to want that security, and probably pretty soon, so you don't miss out on anything earlier in the game. Any kind of weapons or armor, I mean, you're going to be collecting. This is a collecting game, or that's what happens with these games. You know, collecting everything. But if you don't want to be locked out of anything, you're going to want to get a security skill. Medicine. More than likely, we're all going to be needing to heal. Medicine is another good one. It pretty much just boosted the efficiency of the packs. They had 3 different packs they listed. It was med packs, trauma, and emergency kits. If I had to guess, med packs, then trauma packs, and then finally emergency packs in the order of lowest to highest. That's how much they heal. I think med packs might just be your basic, a little bit of damage heal up. Trauma packs might be a bit more serious, and emergency packs is you're about to die. Probably they heal more as you go up there, but the medicine, sorry, it is really late tonight. The medicine skill just literally boosts efficiency for those. Next up, I'd say laser / any weapon that you want to do. Again, I'm personally going to be using lasers, but if I would suggest everybody, unless you're trying to do a pacifist run, which are typically pretty hard but not undoable, and you're going to want to choose a weapon to specialize in and kind of stick with that for a bit. Now, again, I say that, and it can be a double-edged sword until we get into the game. We're not going to know how hard it is to get certain things. I'm personally going for lasers. For all I know, that ammunition is going to be rare. Ballistic weapons are probably going to be a bit cheaper and easier to come by, so I might go ballistics instead and go with the rifle specialty. But the class I'm planning on starting with cybernetic starts with lasers. I'll probably pick up rifles later on just in case, but we'll see how they play out. But you're going to want one kind of weapon specialty. So whatever that be, dueling, heavy weapons, whatever you want, go ahead and choose your weapon specialty. Get that while you can. That's when you probably want to get early, because from what we've seen, you're going to want to get kills with those weapons to unlock those bonuses. So get those early on so you can get those leveled up. Because again, you don't use skill points to level up your skills. You actually use your skills to level those up. Another one here is going to be research methods. If you're going to be doing a lot of crafting, you are going to want research methods. This is another one where the more items you craft, and it's unique items, the higher you can get your rank and the less it costs to craft these items. And looking at the perks again, resources required to craft items and complete research are reduced by 10, 20, and 40 and 60% respectively. And then what we talked about before, it said sudden developments during research are twice as common. Whatever sudden developments mean, they're going to be twice as common with the master rank of the research methods perk. So again, another one to look at. let's just go ahead and go right back to the skills page here. We got it right here. Weightlifting, if you're wanting to move a lot of items, it may not necessarily be needed, but it could come in handy. I wouldn't say it's necessarily an absolutely must-have right now. I'm looking through, I'm not seeing too much more. I mean, we have a lot that are going to be good bonuses like commerce, scavenging. That might be a good one to have. I wouldn't say necessarily right now it's a must-have. Going through, the science and the tech ones are going to be the ones that me personally seem like they're going to be the must-have ones. Like I said, the research method, definitely. Surveying, I don't know what all we're going to get from surveying. This one seems more like it's going to be a convenience more than anything, as far as our survey ability will be increased and we'll be able to zoom in more when surveying. This might be one that's just more of a quality of life than a needed one. Energy, weapon systems for ships, a lot of the ship stuff here. Again, if you're not going to be doing a lot of ship combat, may not necessarily be absolutely needed. Shield systems, payloads, a lot of these for the shield and tech gear you may not need for every possible build. I think that's all we really have for absolutely needed skills that I listed earlier. The rest of them, it's going to depend on what it is you're wanting to do in the game and how far in the game you're going to be. So, for example, like stuff like boxing, concealment, unless you're planning on actually becoming a boxer or doing unarmed combat, you don't got to worry about it. For concealment, unless you got to sneak around, you probably don't have to worry about that. Same with stealth. Heavy weapon certification, stuff like that. If you're not going to use heavy weapons, don't worry about it. Well, pretty much all the rest of the skills I wouldn't worry about too much. The ones I listed off already, I would definitely use. The jetpack one, the medicine one, your weapon skills, security, and your mod crafting one, research methods. Those are the big ones I'd say you're definitely going to need for pretty much any playthrough except maybe research methods. If you just really do not want to craft at all, you probably don't got to worry about it. Fallout games are pretty heavy on crafting. I believe that Starfield is going to be pretty heavy on crafting, so that's why I say this might be a pretty much must-have perk. But if you do not want to do any crafting at all, research, and I wouldn't worry about that one, but the rest of them I definitely would get. But that's going to do it for us for today. We've gone through all the backgrounds and all the skills. Again, Starfield releases, this video is going to be releasing on the 30th, so Starfield is going to be releasing in 2 days. Actually, I might release this early morning on the 31st, so that means that Starfield is going to be releasing later on this afternoon. So I'll probably do that. I'll release this in the morning on the 31st, and then that way we can kind of look at the classes you want to start with, and then hop on the game later on this afternoon or this evening and choose the class that we talked about. So that's going to do it for me for today, guys. Please like and subscribe. Help us grow the channel. I am trying to stick with this time so we can actually grow this channel. When the game comes out, I will be live streaming it, I will be making reviews on it, and I will be making guides on it. So please stick with us through this journey as we play through Starfield and the games that come after that. Thank you for coming by, and we will see you later.